Notice that when you're creating ceilings, you really shouldn't be in a floor plan, although you can create them. You won't see them as they come in, and you'll have to pick them up later in, say, a section view where you'll be able to see the ceilings as they were created. So it would make more sense, instead of working in a floor plan view, to actually work in a ceiling plan view. If you say that you want to create a ceiling, so under the Architecture tab in Ceiling, you've got two ways of creating it. One is the automatic ceiling, where you can have any one of these ceiling styles active. I'm going to pick one that has a pattern so that you see it come in immediately. And then you would simply pick in a room, and you would be able to see the ceiling tiles. The other way would be, let me do this last one here, which is the generic ceiling here. I'll put that in these. They didn't have a pattern, so I wasn't able to see get visual confirmation that it was being created. However, if I do a right click on my section line and I draw my section line through here, oops, not very clever. Right click, create similar. What I can see here is that there's actually ceilings created, but notice that the generic ceiling has no thickness to it. Right? You might find it a little more convenient to actually swap that out, even if it's just gypsum board on metal stud. You can swap it out and change it. So let me go back to my ceiling plan view. Some of the things I wanted to point out were how you can change the style here, change it to a 2x2, how you can use the align command under modifying align. What I could be doing is adjusting the beginning of the pattern so it begins, say, on the corner of that room. I can also pick the pattern and I can rotate it, say at 45 degrees, so I could turn the pattern. And then I've got to have ceilings in order that I can place lights on them, so that was why I was placing the ceilings in there. The second way of creating the ceilings was under the Architecture tab and Ceiling. I can use the sketch. So the sketch is that I'm actually going to draft an outline of a ceiling. So, for example, here what I'm going to do is imagine that there's a false ceiling over this area of the open space. Let me just show that you can easily adjust the sketch to be whatever shape you want. So I'm going to just drop a arc in there, and maybe I'll put a spline on this edge. So as long as it's a closed shape, you can say go ahead and make a ceiling of it. And when it's a ceiling, you can specify what type it is. I'm going to just go the 2x2. It automatically centered it on the area that was available. So again, like I showed, you might want to align to clean things up. But those are the two ways of making the ceiling. Now you might want to just confirm, say in a section view, what the heights are. Or you could pick on it and look at the properties palette to see what the height is there. So if I'm in here and I pick on the ceiling, you see that I see its properties, and I can see its room bounding, and it's 8 feet high.